This is gonna be a 14-day challenge. My friend has about 2 weeks off and we'll have one goal. Tear down the old chicken coop, clear the debris, and pour a brand new concrete pad using the MudMixers. I'm bringing my machine over to help him out, as well as my dump trailer. So I'm gonna help him out with the first phase of this project: demolition, grading, and pouring the concrete pad. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm here today helping my buddy Star doing a demolition job. He's using the full-size skid steer. And we're gonna destroy this house right here. It's actually surprisingly very quiet. It's got a big grapple. I'm not sure what brand of grapple this is, but this grapple right here looks really beefy. CL8 R2 high flow, nice machine. Tracks are still in good condition too. It's gonna be very easy. We're gonna back up the truck, maybe a little bit more. Just another hair. Yep, there you go. Before we can start a new build, we have to tackle the demolition. We are removing the original chicken coop to create a much larger footprint for the new structure. I love these big machines. They make the job so much easier. This is Stars just checking in with the boss to make sure everything goes according to plan.
Might as well keep me.
Yeah, I mean, they're good.
So powerful.
That's the big advantage of having a bigger machine. You can actually squish everything down, so that makes it easier. The machine did the heavy lifting, but now it's time for the detail work. We're finishing the cleanup by hand. We're gonna grab all the small debris the bucket just couldn't reach. With the site finally clear, we're gonna be ready for the next step. Now that the debris is gone, we're moving into the critical part of the prep. We gotta level the ground. We're preparing the grade to make sure we have a solid, even base for the upcoming concrete pour. If the dirt isn't perfect, the pad won't be either. So we're taking our time to get this grade exactly where it needs to be. But it wasn't easy for us. It rained for a couple days right before we started, so our first priority was scraping away that top layer of mud. We did our best to clear the mess and grade the area, trying to get down to a solid base so we can have a perfect pour. While Samson was busy grading the pad and getting that level surface, Star just came back from dropping off the debris and picked up a load of gravel at the same time. We're gonna be using the gravel as a solid sub base to make sure that this concrete pad has the proper drainage. With the bulk of the mud cleared out, I brought in the mini skid steer to handle the final grading. This machine is perfect for getting into these tight spaces and making sure the pad is perfectly level before we start setting up our forms. Once I'm happy with the grade, we can bring in the gravel Star picked up and get that base spread out. We're moving fast now and the site is finally starting to look like a foundation. Guys, we are back on the job here. We started framing yesterday for a few hours in the afternoon. We got this done so far. So we're gonna add more gravel to this pad right here. So we spent last night getting the form set in place, and today is about that base. Samson is using his machine to bring in the gravel, while I'm following right behind with the landplane to get it smoothed out and level. To finish it off, we're hitting it with the plate compactor to make sure everything is nice and solid. We aren't taking any chances. A strong pad starts with a rock solid foundation. Alright guys, so what we have here is we got the pad prepared here, and we're gonna go ahead and use the 2 MudMixers today to see if we can pour this whole entire section in less than 5 hours. It's actually a 58 by 18 section, so we're looking at doing this section first today, see how it looks like, and then we're gonna do this section next. If we can get it all done, you know, we're gonna try that. Alright guys, so we have the first version of the MudMixer, and this MudMixer came with the chute extension, which is this one right here. I'm gonna hook it up like this, and that's how you use a chute extension. We also have the hopper extension, so now we can put actually 4 80-pound bags of concrete or 4 60-pound bags of concrete in here. We're gonna run 2 MudMixers at the same time today. We have the MudMixer Evolution here. It's got more safety features on it. It's gonna be a race.
Drop. Put that on.
Then go ahead and start dropping the bags in there. There you go. Pull it up. We're moving straight into the pour, and for the first time ever, I'm running 2 MudMixers at the same time. To keep the operation moving, we're using the Harbor Freight 2 Predator generator, and honestly, I'm surprised at how quiet this thing is. For the water, we're running a single line from one faucet and splitting it. So far, the pressure is holding up perfectly. One feature I really appreciate on this new MudMixer Evolution is this splash guard right at the front. It's a game changer. When you're pouring in tight spot or right against a wall, it keeps the concrete from spraying and prevent that dust from coating everything inside. Now, one thing you'll notice is that we are not using any rebar or wire mesh for this pour. My buddy decided to go straight onto gravel base for a few reasons. Since this is a chicken coop and not a driveway for a heavy truck, the weight load is going to be pretty light. Plus, with the ground being so well compacted and that solid gravel base we put down, he felt confident that a 4-inch pour will be more than enough to handle the structure without the extra steel. Because we spend so much time on the gravel base, the drainage is going to be excellent, which helps prevent the ground from shifting and cracking the concrete anyway. So it's a huge debate. So what do you guys think? Is rebar necessary for a chicken coop pad, or a solid gravel base enough? Let me know in the comment below. Once we had enough material on the ground, it was time to level it out. I brought out the 12-foot magnesium screed bar, and since this was Steven's first time screeding, we had to really focus on staying in sync. The mix was coming out a little stiff at first, making it tough to move, so I made the call to run the MudMixer a bit wetter. That extra moisture made a huge difference, allowing us to cream the top and pull that screed bar much more smoothly across the form. So this is our first full pallet. We've got about 6 more to go. We ended up a little thicker than 4-inch on this section over here, but it's gonna be a good solid foundation. But seeing how much work it took just to get this first pallet poured and screeded really put the scale of this project into perspective. We've got a mountain of concrete left and the clock is ticking. Moving this pallet is no joke, but luckily we had the big skid steer on site to do the heavy lifting, and I'll tell you what, this thing is an absolute beast. It made the job so much easier by keeping the concrete right next to us as we worked. Instead of hauling bags across the site, we could just drop a fresh pallet right where the MudMixer needed to be. When you're staring down 14 pallets of concrete, having a machine like this isn't just a luxury, it's a lifesaver. Just saying hi to everyone.
There you go. Should fill up everything in there.
Champ is putting a little extra pressure on the bull float in order to try to bring that cream to the top. In the meantime, Samson is picking up another pallet of concrete and placing it exactly where we need it to be.
This pallet number what? 6? About 7 pallets inside. 7 pallets each side.
We're finally closing in on one of this first section. After doing the math, we calculated it's going to take exactly 7 full pallets just to cover this one area. That's half of our total supply right here on day 1. Having the big skid steer to keep those pallets staged made the flow possible. But man, seeing 7 pallets disappear into the forms really shows how much volume we're dealing with. One section down, 1 to go, and another 7 pallets waiting for us.
So this concrete is setting up really nicely. I started working on the edge already. Yeah, this concrete is setting up really nicely. I started working on the edge already, so it looks pretty good. Looks better. Alright, we're almost done with it. What's the doing up? Alright guys, we're almost done with it.
We're finally pulling the screed bar across the last few feet of this section, and it feels good to see the form full. But the work doesn't stop when the concrete is level. We're moving straight into cleanup mode, washing down the tools and the mud mixers to make sure no concrete set up inside the machine. We've got 7 pallets down and 7 more to go for the next phase, so keeping the gear clean and ready is just as important as the pour itself.
Okay, so that's it for tonight. Tomorrow I'm not gonna be able to come here and help, so what Star's gonna do is have Champ and Simpson come and help finish with the slab right here. So far it looks pretty good, and we don't need a fancy finish on it. We just need a finish just like this. So that's all it's gonna look like. It doesn't have to look perfect because sand is gonna be on top of this over here. So looking good.
I actually had an event to attend the following day, so I wasn't able to be there for the second half of the pour. But the crew didn't skip a bit. They came back and knocked out those final 7 pallets to get the rest of the slab finished. Star grabbed some quick video of the second pad so we could see the final result. Even though I missed the action on day 2, seeing both sections finally poured and level is a huge milestone. We officially have a solid base, and now we're ready to start building upward.
Hey guys, today we're putting in a 20 by 60 pad here in a remote location where you just can't really get a truck out here. MudMixer has been excellent. We've got 2 running simultaneously, about 14 pallets of concrete, and total time, we're getting close to the end here. Total time we're looking at about 10 hours, 10 and a half hours. Probably be around 11 to 12 hours to get all this down. As you can see, we've got 2 of them running. It's been doing a great job. Thank you, MudMixers.
Okay guys, so the concrete has been poured all the way. We just gotta take out the forms and grade the area around here. So
part of the job is to make sure that we don't have any water that goes into the slab. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and grade this section over here out. What?
Why don't you camera here?
I got it here. I'll just use this for now.
Oh, you mean your phone?
Yeah.
It's the camera?
Yes. So what we're gonna do is just go ahead and take some of that dirt on the side here and move it back against the slab. And the mini skid steer is actually a very good machine for such task like that. We're gonna take some of that dirt over here on this side over here and move it against the slab and see if we can fix most of it to where like the slab won't wash off, or whatever's underneath the slab don't wash off. We're gonna fix up this yard right here with the hydro bucket because we have all the mark from the tracks all over the place, and the rain is about to come here in a couple of hours. Pretty much we want to fix the landscape a little bit better. All right, so we finished the grading and then we put some wet straws on top of the ground here, so it looks better. We just gotta clean up rest of the tools. The slab just gotta be washed out to make it look a little bit better.
Alright, so we are officially done with the grading and the foundation. It was a grind to get those 14 pallets down, but the hard part is over. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.